Good afternoon, FlossTube. This is Who's Your Apple? My name is Apple, and I live here in beautiful Massachusetts. I am back for FlossTube number 4. Sunday evening, we had a snowstorm overnight into Monday, and I believe our area got 15.1 inches of snow, and it was beautiful, beautiful, made my winter. Now, the next best thing to that would be is if we get a blizzard before winter's over. And I've certainly got my fingers crossed for that. I love the snow. It's just gorgeous. It's so peaceful. So I just wanted to thank everybody for subscribing, for liking, for watching my videos, and for commenting. I have enjoyed every moment of it. And I couldn't believe it, but today I noticed I hit 150 subscribers. 150. Can you believe it? I really thought if I got, I don't know, 10 or 15 that, woohoo, I was in the big time. But I'm very excited that that many people wanted to kind of see what's going on with my cross stitch. I've watched a lot of videos in the past few weeks. Just all my usuals that I watch. You know, I watch SammyJStitches. I absolutely love to watch her videos. She does so many updates in one video that you feel like you're on the journey with her. Of course, I watch Shirl, McKinney at Tranquil Stitches. Who else do I watch? Oh, my mind just went blank. Oh, StitchingJules. EmmaCrossStitch. EmmaCrossStitch, I think is the name. She's from the UK, and I think she does about a video a month, and I love to watch her videos. She does some beautiful stitching. One of her pieces ended up in one of the recent issues of Cross Stitch Crazy. So I was very excited for her. I've watched all my local stitchers. There's Homesteading on the Home Front, Gables Stitcher. I've had a great time. The problem is there are just too many, and you know, all these wonderful stitchers. You just have to get out there and just watch it. Just go through YouTube and put in their FlossTube and look for it. You'll find some amazing people out there. It's SewGrateful. I watched her yesterday, and she's just so happy. She makes you feel like you're sitting there with her having a cup of coffee and just chatting the day away with whatever baked goodies she has made for that day. So let's see here. Let me get on to my stitching progress. When I last saw you, I had started London. We had talked about my girl with the pearl earring had a little bit of a canine incident. My little Yorkie left his mark, so to speak. And so I had to start her over. Well, I had to stop working on her, and I was going to start her over. And in the meantime, while she was on a timeout, I started with London. It's by Twillies of London, I believe. Here's the pattern. Let me show you the pattern. Twillies of Stamford. And it's called London. And this, I believe, is the House of Parliament and then Big Ben. So I had just started it in a Q-snap, and I had done a little bit, and I started to kind of work over towards the edge of it. And the Q-snap was a little bit in the way, so I took it out to work on it, and I'll be honest with you, I now have done 3/4 of the work that's done on this by hand. Normally I only do those tiny little ones by hand, but I just left it out. I have been working on it by hand, and I've enjoyed that. So this is my progress. I really just have a little bit of this left in here to do. And then, of course, all the back stitching. We all know the back stitching seems to take forever. It doesn't, but it seems to take forever. So my plan is hopefully to get this finished up this weekend. Let me see here. These little clips. See them? They are, I believe they're called sewing clips. I was watching the Addicted Sisters FlossTube, and I believe it was Laura had mentioned that she uses these clips for everything for sewing. And I thought, you know what, I could probably use a few of those. And I went on Amazon as she suggested, and I got a whole bunch. And honestly, I'm not just using them for cross stitch, I'm using them for like everything, which is fine, right? If you can find a use for it, use it, multi-purpose. So that brings me to Girl with the Pearl Earring. The plan was I was going to restart her, and in case you have forgotten, it is a Scarlet Quince pattern. I had gotten, let's see here, on this side, down to about here, just kind of like a block over, like, oh, I'm not talented here. Like into there when the great incident of 2019 happened. And so I decided that if I'm going to restart her, I'm not going to do her on a brown, like variegated, what's it called? Model, excuse me. Sorry. Mottled fabric. Is that what it's called? Mottled? I don't know if that's the right word. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so from Picture This Plus, I got a fabric, 8/16. It's called Helix. And so here, I'll show you this. It's this. What's this called? It's not tie-dye. It's not variegated. Is modeling the right word? Is it modeling or mottling? I have no idea. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Anyways, this is what I'm going to put her on. This way, should there be another Yorkie incident, I will be able to tell if it's the incident itself or if it's the fabric. I love that little guy. Trust me, I love my dog. But he needs to leave my work alone. Okay, so it's my fault. I kind of left it on the couch. But he did the damage. Anyways, so that will be started this weekend because I plan to finish London, which I'm very excited to get it done, right? So, as y'all know, let me find it here. From McFly Stitches, I got a pattern. See this one? Now, I am not a multi-whip kind of girl. I'm pretty much a monogamous stitcher. But I also recognize there sometimes is a need for multi-whips, right? And I feel like Girl with the Pearl Earring, even though I am going to start her in a different place, I'm actually going to start her kind of in the middle. So that I'm not kind of in that dark area zone and kind of go, oh, I don't really want to work on her. I'm going to start her in a different place. So I'm going to start this too, but I'm thinking of doing this in maybe purples. Or the other thought was doing like a variegated. And the reason I bring that up is at the end of March, I'll be doing some traveling for vacation. Yay! And so I want to take a project with me, but I don't want to take a cumbersome one with a lot of colors and things. So I'm thinking this might be the perfect one to take with me. Since it only calls for 3 colors. Don't you think that would be the easiest one to take if you're going to travel? I mean, less hassle, easy to take. And of course, I'm going to take it in my Shirl McKinney of Tranquil Stitches bag because it's absolutely perfect for that kind of thing. As a matter of fact, I kind of might be using one of these bags for my travel documents because I am traveling internationally. And I realized that it's perfect to put an 8x10 page in. So I kind of have a few, so it's not going to be a problem. Anyways, back to this. If you're going to travel, is this the one that you would take with you? Because it only has 3 colors. The finished size, let's see if I can find it here. I would be doing it on a 16 count. So the finished size would be 7.5 by 5 inches. So I'm thinking that's a great size chart to take for traveling. Because, you know, there's always downtime. I wouldn't work on it on a flight. Because when you travel internationally, they tend to turn out all the lights on the plane. And so all you have is that little light up above. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting older. And that little light above, when the lights are out everywhere else on the plane, is not quite enough for me. But there's things such as sitting at the airport. Especially because if you travel internationally, you have to be at the airport wicked early. Like 3 hours before your flight early. So I think I'll get some done. Plus, then, you know, sometimes there are down times when you travel and you may have things planned out, but sometimes it's nice just to take a day to relax and do whatever you want. So I'm thinking this may end up being just like a travel project for vacation. I don't think it's too involved as far as there's certainly not specialty stitches in it, I don't believe. I won't be dragging 1,000 colors with me. I mean, all I really need to do is stick that in my bag with the colors, a highlighter, a couple needles just in case, and of course scissors. And I don't know if y'all have traveled, but scissors, as long as the blade, like from the pivot area, is 4 inches or less, you can take them with you. Which absolutely is true because I've taken them everywhere I've flown. They've only been taken away one place that I've ever went, and of all places it was Bermuda. Now I would think that that wouldn't be an issue there. They're kind of a laid-back society, but they took them away. I also am not quite convinced that they put them down that little spiral machine where they go bye-bye. I think that they may have found a new home. Sorry, I know it's not very nice, but I kind of feel like they found a new home. Anyways, I have not acquired any new patterns in the past few weeks. I did, of course, get a couple of Shirl McKinney's project bags. I also got Addicted Sisters. Laura does the Love You More sleeves for Kindle, whatever. I actually, because I went to Chicago this past weekend to a wedding, used one of those for a small, actually I started to say a small project and that's wrong. I actually took London with me. I actually took this with me. I folded it up and stuck it down in the sleeve. Let me see. I've got it under my desk here, so hold on. Well, I don't have the one that I took with me, but because I have it being used right now. But like, this is what they are. So it's nice. I just tucked it down in there with me. It was nice and padded. And since it was a smaller project, it fit perfectly in my bag, but I also stuck like my ticket down in there. Okay, so I'm not completely in the digital age yet. I mean, I'm getting there, just not quite that far yet. But it slid down in my backpack nicely. So, is it bad that my organization is actually under my desk? I mean, I have a whole craft closet, but that's not at my fingertips, right? If I want to look for something, if I have it organized under my desk, that's just as good, right? I think so. Anyways, I hope you all have some happy stitching, and I hope to have my next update sooner rather than later. So happy stitching, y'all, and don't forget, change your clocks late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. I'll catch y'all on the next go-round.